Kansas joins the states that will soon make every adult eligible for a COVID vaccine. A Missouri lawmaker calls for the creation of a Minuteman group.
The finger-pointing continues as lawmakers from both sides visit the southern border today. I'm Deborah Alfarone at the White House with the back and forth.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Every adult Kansan will be eligible to get a coronavirus vaccine starting on Monday. This is KOAM News at 5. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly made the announcement today. She says beginning Monday, every Kansan age 16 and over will be eligible. Kelly says it's thanks to the anticipated increase in vaccine supply from the federal government. As of today, more than 35% of adult Kansans have already received at least one dose of a COVID vaccine. The vaccine rollout has coincided with a drop in cases, but there are concerns that the numbers could again rise as variants begin to spread. In a news release today, Kelly said, quote, "I strongly encourage every Kansan to get the COVID-19 vaccine so we can get back to school, back to work, and back to normal." More and more states are opening COVID-19 vaccine eligibility to younger adults, among them California, Arizona, and Kentucky. But public health experts warn the pandemic is far from over, with the U.S. still seeing about 1,000 deaths per day. To help reduce a surge in new infections and hospitalizations, President Biden pledges to have 200 million doses of COVID vaccines administered by the end of his first 100 days in office. That's double the goal he set in December and reached earlier this month before its 60th day in office. Proposed legislation would create the Minutemen of Missouri. The bill would create a registry of Missouri residents who can legally purchase a firearm. In times of emergency, the governor, with a majority vote, could call upon the Minutemen to respond. The bill was introduced by Senator Bill White, who says those times of emergency would be civilization-altering events.
If you all of a sudden completely lose your electric grid in Missouri, that is an Armageddon type scenario. There's no water, there's no sanitation, there's no refrigeration, where you would need something like this, where your average everyday citizen's like, okay, I want to help do something.
White says the bill would also protect gun owners' Second Amendment rights. We're going to hear more about that and hear what a local gun shop owner thinks tonight at 6. Checking in now with Doug Heddy. Boy, beautiful weather to end the work week, Doug.
Yeah, Dow, it's fantastic outside. I mean, most of the week was kind of cloudy, kind of gloomy. We had these on and off showers, but if you get a chance, step outside this evening because it's just a fantastic day. We have mostly sunny skies across the region. We do have a few little showers and thunderstorms which are popping up to the northwest of the region. These are going to stay north of us tonight, so we are fine, but this whole area, this is our next storm system, which will start to affect us by tomorrow evening into the overnight hours. But look at our temps. Most of us 70, 72, 73 degrees. We have a nice southerly wind, which is kicking in. Evening hours look great. We'll slide back through the 60s, eventually into the 50s. Later on tonight, of course, we're going to look at the weekend and thunderstorm chances down the road here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle headed to the southern border to make political points about the crush of migrants crossing into the U.S. Both sides are calling for change as facilities become increasingly overwhelmed. Reporter Deborah Alfarone has more.
Ted Cruz is leading 12 Republican senators on a tour of the southern border.
You see the flashlight?
Around midnight, they climb through brush in Hidalgo County.
We can hear the voices of cartel members yelling at us from across the river. We're standing on the path that they use to smuggle, in some cases, very vulnerable people into this country.
Republicans say migrants are crossing into the U.S. at a much greater pace because President Biden put an end to hardline immigration policies. A delegation of Democrats also came to Texas to visit a facility in Carrizo Springs for unaccompanied children found crossing the border.
We're here today to find solutions. We're here today to go back to Washington and offer recommendations for how this process can be improved.
At his first official news conference, President Biden remained unapologetic about ending the immigration policies of former President Trump. He blames the surge on the time of year.
The Border Patrol confirms it's not sending back migrant families with children younger than 7. That amounts to around 1,900 people every day, including 500 children traveling without adults.
The majority of adults are being turned away. Our policy remains the same.
The Border Patrol is only legally allowed to hold children in its facilities for 72 hours, but it's currently holding some a week longer. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
The Border Patrol says it rescued a mother from Guatemala and her 2 children who were unresponsive after trying to cross the Rio Grande River. One of the children, a 9-year-old girl, did not survive. The University of Southern California will pay a record-setting $852 million to settle dozens of sexual assault misconduct allegations. The lawsuits were against a former campus gynecologist. USC calls the settlement fair and reasonable. That gynecologist, Dr. George Tyndall, faces criminal charges in nearly 30 cases of sexual assault and sexual battery, which date back more than 20 years. Just ahead, the COVID vaccine and new mothers.
Big potential benefits for pregnant and breastfeeding moms who get the COVID vaccine. I'm Danya Backus with the findings of a new study.
Plus, the latest research on caffeine during pregnancy. Those stories coming up in Health Watch. There's only limited data on the COVID vaccine in pregnant and breastfeeding women. There had been until now. Now, the largest study to date shows big potential benefits for moms and their babies. Reporter Danya Backus has more.
Krista Carrot gave birth to her son Bennett just before the pandemic. Krista is a labor and delivery nurse in Boston, and she went back to work just as cases were rising.
I think the biggest thing that we were concerned about was, would I bring this home to my baby who I was breastfeeding? Would I bring it back to my 5.5-year-old or my husband?
So when the vaccine became available in January, she chose to get it for herself, but also because she was still breastfeeding.
The possibility of protection and knowing that it was very unlikely to harm made it worth it for us.
Krista took part in a study at Massachusetts General Hospital involving 131 women who received the mRNA COVID vaccines from Pfizer or Moderna. Researchers found the vaccines were highly effective in producing antibodies against COVID in pregnant and lactating women.
They also had higher antibody titers than a group of pregnant women who had natural COVID infection in pregnancy.
Senior study author Dr. Andrea Etlow says they also found antibodies in the umbilical cord blood and in breast milk samples.
Pregnant women can know that not only are they getting a good antibody response for themselves to protect themselves against COVID, but also they're potentially conferring benefit to their baby. And we know that antibodies in breast milk do help protect babies from respiratory infections.
Krista says the study is reassuring.
I think that will encourage even more women to continue breastfeeding as long as you can.
She takes comfort knowing she could be protecting her young son. Danya Backus, CBS News.
Pregnant women are at a higher risk for severe COVID. Experts say getting the vaccine is a personal decision and that expectant moms should talk with their doctors. Pregnant women who drink as little as a half a cup of coffee a day are at a higher risk of developing and delivering slightly smaller babies compared to those who refrain from caffeine. Smaller birth size can increase the risk of obesity, heart disease, and diabetes later in life. Researchers at the National Institutes of Health recommend women limit or give up caffeine drinks during pregnancy. Hospital care for patients with stroke-related illnesses declined by more than 10% during the early months of the pandemic, even though there was an increase in stroke cases associated with coronavirus. A Boston University survey of more than 250,000 hospitalizations in 70 countries also found stroke-related treatment rebounded to closer to normal levels within months. Heightened brain activity leading to stress is linked to a rare and sometimes fatal condition known as broken heart syndrome. A study appearing in the European Heart Journal suggests the condition, which could lead to heart attacks, is triggered by grief, anger or fear, and even joyful events, and is far more common among women than men. Doug Hetty is up next with his forecast for the weekend and beyond. And later, the Senate votes whether to extend the Paycheck Protection Program.
Well, it turned out to be a great day for us today. After most of the week has been kind of crummy, we've had a lot of clouds, on and off showers just about each and every day. Today we got rewarded, plus it's Friday, we're heading into the weekend, but just fantastic for us today as temperatures rebounded back into lower 70s for highs. Look at yesterday, mainly upper 40s to near 50 degrees, and then just much warmer for us during the afternoon hours, so we'll definitely take that. 69 in Iola, Indy is sitting at 71, 70 in Pittsburgh, Miami 72, Neosho 70, Nevada is sitting at 69 degrees, and we have these southerly winds which have kind of picked up a bit throughout the afternoon. They're not super strong, but we're getting some winds that are gusting 15 to 20, upwards to about 25 miles per hour at times, and this just really kind of helped our temperatures warm up as we went through the daytime hours for us today. Beautiful shot from the station looking off toward the south and to the east. Currently sitting at 71. South winds at 10. Humidity is at 38%. So the air mass is fairly dry. So that's another reason we have warmed up nicely. But temperatures are great. They're going to be great through the evening hours. We'll drop back through the 70s, 60s, eventually into lower 50s later on tonight. But most of us have pretty much clear skies. There's a few clouds in our northern counties. Our next storm system is evolving, but at least the first half of it is staying mainly to our north. But you can see some showers, some thunderstorms, which are trying to get going. This is mainly north of Interstate 35. These are all going to stay north of us tonight, but a few of our far northern counties may get clipped by a scattered shower or thunderstorm. We're talking Yates Center, Iola, and that's really just about it. Everybody else will stay dry, but the main wave is out across parts of Arizona, and that's going to roll out for us over the next 24 to 36 hours. So let's go through time. Here's tonight. Here's 11 p.m. You can see just west of Yates Center, a random little shower. So a couple guys trying to pop up, but again, these mainly stay to our north. Everybody else, pretty much clear skies. We're going to have partly sunny skies tomorrow. We're going to warm up nicely again. I think actually a little warmer than what we have seen today. 51 to start, 69 by noon, and a high temp of 75 degrees. But at this time, by mid-afternoon, a cold front rolls in. So our winds are going to switch to the north, and along that front, we're going to have some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, most of these are not going to be too strong. I think as they work a little bit farther south and east, some of them could be severe, but I think our southern counties, you may get a few strong storms, but as of right now, I think our severe threat is fairly low. These are gone by mid-evening, then tomorrow night looks fine. A little bit cooler, and then Sunday, again, sunny skies. We're just not going to rebound as much as we only go into the upper 60s for afternoon highs. But all in all, I think the weekend looks pretty good. All right, 75 tomorrow, or I'm sorry, 75 tomorrow. I don't want to cheat us 10 degrees. 60 on Sunday. 68 on Monday, and then showers, thunderstorms in again on Tuesday and Wednesday, turning quite a bit cooler for the middle part of next week.
Tomorrow in particular, before that rain moves in, is going to be beautiful, it appears.
Yeah, just like it is outside right now.
You bet. Thanks, Doug. Just ahead, a scam concerning fake vaccination documents. First, though, we recognize a local World War II veteran, Joplin native Malin Henry, served in the South Pacific with a field artillery battalion in the U.S. Army. First Sergeant Malin Henry, a four-state hero. Just a week before it was slated to expire, the Senate has voted to extend the Paycheck Protection Program to May 31st. That means small business owners still reeling from the pandemic will get extra time to apply for low-interest loans. President Biden is expected to sign the extension into law. About 30 million Social Security recipients are still waiting for their stimulus checks. The House Ways and Means Committee is pointing the finger at the Social Security Administration. Lawmakers asked the agency to start sending payment information 2 weeks before President Biden signed the COVID relief deal. But the SSA didn't get the payment data to the IRS until yesterday. The IRS has not said how long it's going to take for social recipients to receive those checks. The Regional Better Business Bureau is warning of a scam involving fake COVID-19 vaccination cards. As some businesses and local governments consider requiring proof of vaccination to enter certain buildings, scammers are taking advantage. They're listing fake vaccination cards for sale, but when the victim pays the fee, no card is sent.
Better Business Bureau wants to remind people that obviously it's not truthful, it's not honest, it's not ethical to purchase something saying that you did something that you didn't. And also on top of that, the problem is that you're paying money to a scammer. So the scammer is going to have you pay online. The scammer can then charge your credit card, your debit card for a lot more money than is actually on there through a payment system. And then it's near impossible for you to get your money back.
The sale of fake vaccination cards has been reported in Springfield, among other cities all across the nation. Walmart is warning consumers of a bogus gift bag scam. A fake Walmart Facebook account posted a Walmart gift bag giveaway. It offers supposedly free gift bags and $75 vouchers to the store. The account has a fake Walmart logo and does not have a blue check mark signifying when a brand or company is verified. Still, more than 27,000 people follow that page. Walmart says the page is not affiliated with or endorsed by Walmart. The massive COVID vaccine rollout requires the use of big spaces like stadiums for vaccinations. Well, Delta Airlines has partnered with the state of Georgia to create free vaccination sites at Atlanta's International Airport. Reporter Errol Barnett got an exclusive look inside.
First dose?
Yes.
Perfect. Follow me.
After 36 years as a pilot, Captain Bill Barnes knows the importance of punctuality.
Time is important to me, and this was very quick and very convenient.
This Delta veteran is among thousands of airline and airport staff getting vaccinated inside Hartsfield-Jackson's Concourse C this week. Formerly busy gates have been converted into clinics, from check-in to a number system and those long-awaited shots. Airport employee Roderick Jackson got vaccinated while working. He says the benefits are immense.
Why would you not want something to give you more of an opportunity, a chance at life?
Outside in the shadow of an old 747, Delta is providing even more space for any Georgian to get vaccinated. Sherry Russo runs this operation, the state's busiest outdoor vaccination site.
Currently, we're right around 39,000 total doses in about 5 weeks.
How long can you keep this up?
We're going to be here a minimum of 13 weeks, and that might be extended.
Dr. Henry Ting is Delta's first chief health officer.
I think we're ready to reclaim our lives as well as to reclaim our joy. And we'll get there by ending this pandemic with the vaccination.
Now, Delta won't say how much this costs, but certainly it cannot resume a full schedule until everyone is vaccinated. So there is some self-interest here. But beyond the joy I'm seeing, there's another measurement of how well things are going. The man who runs the state's emergency agency tells me he received a compliment he's quite proud of, that even the homegrown food chain, Chick-fil-A, would be envious of the drive-through efficiency here. Errol Barnett, CBS News, Atlanta.
The final check of the weather is next. CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear what an area gun shop owner thinks of a lawmaker's proposal to form a Minutemen group in Missouri. Plus, a Joplin manufacturing facility looks to hire more employees. And free rides for some Missouri seniors getting vaccinations. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Boy, it is beautiful weather to end the work week, and it looks like this is going to continue into the weekend, Doug.
Yeah, it really looks fantastic. The next several hours, of course, we got a little bit of daylight left. Temperatures are mainly into lower 70s right now. We're going to drop back into the 50s, but just a fantastic day for us today. And really, majority of tomorrow looks pretty good, even a little bit warmer, 75 for a high, some thunderstorms by evening.
Thanks, Doug, and thank you for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we're going to be right back here at 6. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.